Hello, good morning. It's Caroline from Bubbly Maths, and we're going to do some maths, and we're going to use some balloons to start off with. We're going to look at what we're going to do. We're going to make some shapes. We're going to make this shape. What's this shape? It's got 1, 2, 3 sides. It's a triangle. Now, if you're grown up that was with your older person, when we make these shapes, we're going to make them on paper. So you will need some square paper. You will need a ruler. You'll need some colourful pencils and a pair of scissors, which only the grown-up, only people with permission are allowed to use it. Okay, so we're going to make, let me see, we're going to make a triangle. What other shape? What other shape can we make? There's my pump, there's my pump. Let me see what other shape we'll be making. We're going to be making, ooh. See how I can do this. Ooh. I wonder what shape I'm making. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 3 sides, 3 edges. That's a triangle. We've already had one of those. And actually the triangle that we had is super important that it's got a very special angle on it. So that's not going to help us. This triangle is not going to help us today. It's not the one we want. We're going to make a square. We're going to use squares. Ooh. And I'm going to change it ever so slightly. I'm going to change the square and make it a little bit different shape. See how I can do it. Okay, now I'm going to put that one there and make it shaped like this. That's called a trapezium, or in America called a trapezoid. There you go, it's a trapezium or a trapezoid. It's a quadrilateral. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. But they're not all the same, and it's not a rectangle because the angles are not square angles. They're called right angles, like the corner of a room. They're not like that. They're at a funny angle. Okay, that's one shape. And then the final shape we've got is, let's see what color balloon we're going to get. Ooh, nice yellow one. Let's see what shape this is going to be. Ooh, there we go. This shape is going to be got 1, 2. I'm going to make those two the same length. Are they the same length? About the same length. 3 and 4. 4 edges. And it's not a square. Oh, make that one a bit longer. Or is it that one a bit shorter? It won't be a rectangle if 2 ends aren't the same. There we go. It's a bit wobbly and bent because it's a balloon, but it's supposed to be straight. So these two are the same, and these two are the same, and the corners, the angles, the vertices are square, like the corner of a room. Okay, so those are the shapes we're going to make. Lock that one away so that we keep it, waste not, want not. And we're now going to draw them and cut them out. And I'm going to share my lovely visualizer with you. Oops, activate that one, share, and now you should be seeing, yay, you should be seeing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to count squares. I'm going to do it down here because the light's better there, so you can see it better. So we're going to count squares. You ready? For this one, we're going to count, start here. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we're going to, with that one, we're going to make, I've lost my piece of paper, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with that one, we're going to now get our ruler. We're going to count across, that's right. I'm going to count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I'm going to draw 8 across. And we're going to go back 5 up, back up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you've got very young learners, then, well, grown-ups will be doing this for the young learners. Having said that, still give a piece of paper to your young learner and let them follow the instructions in their own way. There's no wrong way when you're an early years learner. You're simply having a go, and having a go is to be encouraged. If there's a lot of correction happening, then what happens is they can get discouraged and literally switch off and just go, I can't do it. Every time I do it, I get it wrong, because they're learning, and they're learning motor skills as well as other skills. So it's really, really super important to allow them to learn as they go, and simply, and then you can do it. You can create the resource that they need to do the activity, and they can create the resource that they're enjoying making. So now we're going to cross 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go across here, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to join those 2 dots for 3 to 3. There we go. And now we're going to keep going. We're going to see this goes across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we're making a square. So we have to count 8 down as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, this activity is good for 5, 6-year-olds. For 4-year-olds, just make squares, just make shapes, and let them play with them. Just make a jigsaw puzzle, make whatever shapes they want, make a poster with all the different shapes, see what if I put shapes together, what it looks like, and then they can paint it in and send pictures in. Please do send pictures in of what you create, and you go according to what your learner is enjoying. Sometimes some learners are attracted to letters sooner than numbers and counting. Just go with whatever they're enjoying. Enjoyment is critical, absolutely critical. And they see, for some reason, our society only values it for early years learners. Actually, in my opinion, enjoyment should be maintained throughout the whole of, well, life. Why stop when you leave school? But certainly, why cause it to be boring when you are still in school? There's no need whatsoever. Right, that's the shape we're making. So that's 3 there. Ooh, have I got that the right way around? I think so. I'm doing it upside down. That's 5. That's 5. That's 3. And you might, if you know your numbers, if you know some of your numbers, you might write them as well. Write your own numbers on there. And then across here at the bottom, it's 5 and 3. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 more is 6, 7, 8. Great way. This is a really great way to start introducing the concept of adding. Okay. Now, we've got to cut it out. We're going to cut it out, and you can make several of those. You can make templates, make several of them. We're going to cut it out, and I've got some others from before. So the first challenge, though, is to cut it out, and then you'll see what the challenge is in a minute. I want to get more than one piece of paper off of here. Of course, colour them in. You might want to actually colour them in before you do. I've just realised, colour them in before you do the cutting out. I'll show you what we're doing, and then you can continue, and then just continue the activity for as long as your young learner is engaged in it. And then the thing is that you can play triangles and squares another day. It doesn't have to all be done at the same time. Now these do have to be straight lines, super important. They are polygons, and polygons have to be done with straight lines. So let the grown-ups do this bit, although my grandson's already wanting to do his own. Now the thing is with him doing his own is that he loves to do it, which is why I'm saying let the children do it, but you also create a resource that they can then do the next bit with. Now for this bit, I'm going to go back to where I've got some nice color to contrast with. And now that you've cut up that square, you've got to make the square again. See if you can. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. And it doesn't have to be a frustrating puzzle, but see if they can make the square. See if you can make the square again. See if you can do it. And then cut out more shapes and have a go. We're just doing these 3 shapes, these 2 shapes. With these 2 shapes, we can make other shapes. So we started off with a square, and then we had another shape that has 4 edges, but it's a trapezium. Can you say Tyrannosaurus Rex? Yeah, I thought so. Well, this is a trapezium. Trapezium. And this is a triangle. You know that 1, 2, 3 edges. The trapezium has 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. See if you can tell your grown up or the person with you why it isn't a square. What's different about a trapezium and a square, especially this one in particular, because this could be a square here, but then something goes wrong. So have a look at that. And then we can, I've cut some of these up earlier. You can put them together. You can make other shapes. Once you've played the game of being careful with the counting and made sure all the edges are the right length and everything. With this game, it is super important that you do use square paper, or as I was doing earlier, you can use lined paper and you can actually make a grid out of lined paper if you don't have square paper, but it needs to be nice. It does need to be set. What I've done is I've used the width of the distance between the lines, and now I'm creating a grid. So if you don't have square paper, you can make a grid or print out. There's you can print out square paper, find it on Google and print it out if you've got a printer. And if you don't have a printer, draw lots of parallel lines and join the grids, and then you can make the shapes by counting the squares, and then you need to finish with a ruler, finish all those off. And yeah, so that's a way to basically you start measuring that way. So careful counting, you're starting to measure, and you're going to get really good at measuring because you're going to do lots of it. And you can make lots of different things and think, what other shapes can you make? And just make them well. What other shapes can you make? Let's see, let's just go back to here. What should we do? What shape can we make? Well, we could make a shape, but we can decide how long we want it. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look, we can stop at 10. Now we're going to go down because we're using square paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Gone down to 4. Now we're got to go across because we're using squared paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now instead of a square, we've got a rectangle. If you join those lines together, I'll just join them together on here. So I'm not going to use a ruler because of time. You can use a ruler, and you've made a different shape. And now you know each edge is 4 squares long and 10 squares wide. So you can use that language, width and length and how many squares. And these are, by the way, on this piece of paper, these are centimeters. Just a thought. As I say, you can say Tyrannosaurus Rex. Grown-ups, you can use that language without expecting them to use it, so they can know what it is, but you can just call it a square while they're little. All right, I think that's got that one done. If you are enjoying these, if you're on YouTube, please do like, subscribe and click notifications on our YouTube channels. That's Bubbly Maths, where these lives are uploaded, and on Maths Toys, where we find the games in maths and the maths in games. And we'll be uploading videos on an ongoing basis on both of those. And now I've just got to find the, did I do that? I don't think I did. I don't think I shared it, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I think I completely forgot to do the sharing on this occasion, which is fine. Let's see if anyone's made any comments. Right, I think, oh, that's it. I have to refresh. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the part that is interesting and confusing and right, I'm not going to worry about that on this occasion because I can't find it. I can't find out who's, if you have said something, you have commented, I'm hoping that let me see, hold on 1 second, I just thought of something. Maybe I just go 1 second, bear with me. I'm hoping, okay, I might have found a way. Maybe. Let's see if there's been any comments, see if I can. And okay. Right. There's something in particular that I'm looking for. And it is, right, I'm not finding it, but you know who you are. It's Adela's Boys. And if you're watching, please do put your pictures up today. That would be amazing. And Leo, if you're watching, please put your pictures up and take pictures and get mummy to post them up, or anybody else, get your grown-ups to post them up. Okay, thank you very much. And I will see you, says she with confidence, when she can end this live. There, I found it. Oh my goodness. I need a producer. Thank you for joining. I'll see you 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to play games. I'm going to play games again tomorrow, 9 o'clock, and tomorrow at 10 again. Just a brief little bit of games for the for young early years. And we're going to start early. Just FYI, I'm going to start before 10 because I've got something that I have to do every couple of weeks, and so I won't be on for very long, but I'll be on early and stay and leave early. But I'll be there and you can replay it if you missed the beginning. Thank you and see you later.